coming out. At this time, we want to open the floor. If you have any questions, if you raise your hand and start with your name, your affiliation with the college, and then give your question, and we'll see which one of us can give you an answer. So, anyone? All right, yes?
I have a logistical question. My name's Laura. I'm a sophomore in the college. Is there going to be a rally Monday like there was last time that we set a deadline for President Wagner? And if so, do we have an idea of like what time or anything like that?
Right. Officially, nothing's been planned yet. If that were to be the case, we will continue to communicate with the public like we have in the past. Thank you.
Anyone else? No other questions?
Does anyone, is anyone maybe wondering what an alternative to Sodexo might be?
Yes.
Right? Might be a good question. So at Georgetown University, they have a model of providing their food service that is not in-house employment. That would be our primary objective, to have Emory directly employ these workers so that they're safely protected under the Emory Labor Code of Conduct. However, if that cannot be the case, we'd like to see the vendor switched, and we'd like to see a more just relationship between that vendor and the food service employees in campus. So at Georgetown, they have a contract with Aramark. Aramark is a competitor of Sodexo, which doesn't mean that they're necessarily any better or any worse. However, Georgetown had a necessary precondition for that contract. That precondition is called the Just Employment Policy.
All right.
Just employment policy involves guaranteed living wages, guaranteed health benefits, a guaranteed safe, non-discriminatory working place, guaranteed equality with other workers on campus, a non-harassment working place, a safe working place. And Georgetown says that since it's a Jesuit university, it can draw on its Catholic values to implement such a moral and just employment policy. So we've actually brought this to President Wagner's attention. He kind of evaded the issue. He's got a bad habit of doing that, I think. he might want to get that checked out. But we've brought this up to President Wagner, that there is an alternative model in place, and we've wondered, why is it, with our heritage, we do claim a Methodist Episcopal heritage here. Why is it that we can't draw on those values to also have something like a precondition, a just employment policy that guarantees a safe working space, that guarantees decent health care benefits, that guarantees all these things? We think that seems fairly reasonable. We presented him with a viable, implementable alternative. So I think he ran out of excuses a long time ago. So, great question, but I know you were wondering.
Questions, or anyone want to voice any opinions about what we're doing here?
Woo!
I know that y'all, my name's Diane Mathewitz, and I'm not a student, and I'm not an alumni.
But she's awesome.
Yeah.
Woo! The bail money. Are you all still needing help with the bail money? I mean, I was wondering where the money came from and how we're paying it back and all that kind of thing.
It's on the outside.
And then have, obviously, when you go to court on these charges, you have, do you have lawyers and all that good stuff?
Do you want to talk about bail people? No.
So far as I'm Jim McDonough. So far as bail, we
Law school.
What's that?
Alumnus.
Oh yeah, alumni from Emory Law. So far as bail, we got somebody to put up the money. We just collected. It was actually not here.
Can we give him credit though?
What's that?
Can we give him credit?
Yeah. Alex Zavell put up most of the money.
Woo!
Sophomore, along with
Alex!
Misty Novich. So we put up the money initially. We know there's a fund on usas.org. If anyone wants to contribute, it's usas.org. There's a red button that says donate right on the front page, and you just click on that, and then when you fill out the information, you just in the notes just say for Emory or something like that, and they're taking donations there. So I think they have a couple $100 toward it at that point. Total, it was about $1,100, all said and done. So yeah, we're looking to help to pay Alex back basically for putting out the money.
Yeah.
He's actually, he said, you know, he didn't need to be reimbursed, but I mean, it's only fair, I think. So far as having attorney representation, we're trying to reach out to a guy named Mr. Davis, who is an attorney for Senator Fort that was recommended. He's really busy right now, so we're trying to get him lined up. I know the court dates aren't until
July 7th.
So I'm
7/7.
an attorney, so I'm going to try to work with them. But if anyone else has any ideas on someone that could help, you can just direct them to me, and we can try to work
You know,
something.
Shashashani, Eddie Shashashani from Georgia ACLU, Shashashani, who's the head of the detention, Georgia detention, probably can help us so much with immigration. I'm sure she would help. And then Bill Brennan, the Atlanta Legal Aid Society, he wrote a note last night when we learned that people were in jail, and he made a few comments about it.
Nice. Thank you.
Also,
Woo!
there's a letter currently circulating throughout the faculty as we speak, which is gaining signatures, calling for dropping of all charges. So
Yeah.
if the faculty can rile itself up and come out and support us.
One of the professors that's
We
actually
can ask them, help. Sorry.
one of the professors is actually asking students that are supportive of this issue to ask your professors to sign on to this resolution in the morning in the faculty meeting where they're deciding whether or not to sign on to the resolution. So please ask your professors to sign on. It would be great to have a lot more faculty support. We've always had it. We've had 78 professors sign on the first time, and we can have even more this time because they're now arresting Emory students. So. I think so. Yeah.
It does. Any professor, staff. I've even heard of grad student departments like drawing up their own resolutions. There might be like a grad student letter. Whatever you guys can do with your community would be fantastic. So. Alex?
You know, President Wagner's office got permission from the Board of Trustees to bring police onto campus, if that request was okayed by the Board of Trustees. And if not, like, we asked to see if the Board of Trustees had any involvement, had any prior knowledge of it, and how they feel about the issue.
I think that's a great question. We have no knowledge. Whenever we try to ask incisive, penetrating questions, we're often met with either stone cold denials or stone cold silence. But thank you very much, and I think that's a great question. The question of accountability is an important one, and it's also one that has been consistently shirked, and it's one that we should keep the pressure up for, I think.
Right.
Is there a letter that's circulating for the undergrad students to sign on to that we could like kind of bring this towards like President Wagner as like a signature of like maybe like 1,000 students to support this movement or something of that kind?
Do you want to start one?
Woo! Yeah, brother.
We really just got out of prison.
So we were serious.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Over here.
Questions?
This isn't a question, this is a suggestion.
Yeah.
I think Dr. Lowry's letter is very powerful.
Yeah.
I think there's two things that
Yeah.
you think about doing. Either one, getting it in the Emory wheel, the whole thing. And the second thing is that whatever information is distributed at graduation, I certainly think that this is something that you might want to consider, at least segments of it or whatever. Just a thought.
Yeah. Sister? Woo!
Let me just say that Jorge, who's here from Telemundo, I think is an expression that there's interest in the Hispanic community
Yeah.
in the United States
Yeah.
and what you're doing now, and más allá, beyond the United States, throughout Latin America. This is nothing new to Latin America, and it's needed. And Jorge's presence here for Telemundo, I think, speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Yay! Thanks for coming! Woo!
If there aren't any more questions or comments,
I'm sorry, I got another idea.
Woo!
So, you know, Sunday there's May Day, International Workers' Day, and there's this rally that's going to be at the Capitol, Immigrant Rights or Workers' Rights. I really think this would be another good place for a big contingent from Emory to show up. Just a thought.
Yeah. Woo!
They say there's a radio in town called 89.3 FM, and please be in touch because it's your radio.
89.3. Woo! WRFG.
Look at all these ideas. Yeah.
Woo. Can do this more often.
Thanks so much, everybody.
Woo!
You guys want a second? If anyone feels led to get involved with SWS, we encourage you to please sign on. Like, this doesn't end here. We have a long way to go.
SWS keeps going.
Yeah, and so
with
this contract is
issue,
over.
with other issues.
Yeah, it's all about love. So if you want to sign up, that'd be great. I have it right here.
Yeah, sign up.
Thank you for coming.
Which side are you on? 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 Oh, students, can you stand it? Oh, tell me how you can. Dun, 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 dun.
Did you get the whole thing?
Yes. Yes, I did. Should I say goodbye? Oh, there were a lot of people that didn't get credit, but I love y'all. You
Alex,
freaking
love you.
rock. Love you,
Love you.
Alex. Everybody, mwah.